Assalamu alaikum. يسعد مساكم جميعا and welcome to our today's workshop, which is going to be about how to write introductions, hooks, and thesis statements. So today's presentation is going to be presented by Mr. Ibrahim Madani. So Mr. Ibrahim, thank you for taking the lead to present today's workshop. So the floor is yours. You may start now.
Okay, thank you, Dr. Basim, for this introduction. And thank you, everyone, for joining this workshop. Good evening, everybody. Our today's workshop, as you see from the title, it's about introductions, hooks, and thesis statement. This is the topic of today's workshop. Our focus will be on these main or keywords, introductions. We'll focus on these terms. We'll discuss what we mean by introductions and hooks and the thesis statement. And also something very important to mention in the beginning, this workshop is about mainly about essay writing rather than writing extended essay paper or research paper or something like that. We have got separate workshops for that, inshallah. They will be announced on time. So to start with, we'll look closely at what we mean by these terms in today's workshop and how we are going to discuss each part of this workshop. Let's start then. The first concern of or the first part of this workshop, we're going to look at the stages of writing process. There are 7 stages actually of writing, any writing process, if it is assignment or an essay, whatever. 7 stages. Some of these stages are about pre-writing. Some of them are for pre-writing stages, and some of them are about while drafting or while writing, and some of them after or post-writing, after you finish your writing. So these 7 stages that we're going to look at, and let's start looking at each of these steps. And we will be looking at your, of course, your comments and your questions and participation in the chat box as well. Okay, let's start. The 7 stages of the writing process, we will start with the first stage. And this stage is really essential and very important step to read the assignment carefully. If it is write an essay or write an assignment, you have to start with this important stage. And in this stage, I think you are going to read the assignment or the topic carefully, and you make sure you understand it. I'm going to give you the definition or the specification of each stage, and I want you to find that stage or the term used to define that stage. So this stage, you will find the name or the term used for this particular stage. So here in the first stage, read the assignment carefully and understand it. And also you have to look at the guidelines of the writing, the prompts or the guidelines, requirements and expectations in the of the assignment. And also if you need help to understand, if you can't understand, if you have any kind of confusion or misconception, you can ask for help. You can contact your teacher or colleague or classmate or whoever to help understanding this. So I will be looking at the chat to see which stage is that, the first stage of writing. Uh, Let me see if you have any comment. What's the name of that stage? What do we call it? Any issues with the sound? Can't hear me clearly? All right. I think some of you have got some problems. I mean, okay, that's great. If you hear me, now I'm discussing the first stage of the writing process. And I said it's about uh, reading the assignment carefully and trying to understand it, looking at the guidelines and look at the requirements. If you don't understand it, you can ask someone or get help from your teacher. So what do you think that stage is? All right. Yeah, some people say brainstorming, understanding. Okay. Yeah, great. Let's see that stage. And of course, I forgot to add this point. There will be some consequences, negative, of course, consequence for not understanding or misunderstanding the assignment. Because if it happens, then your whole essay will be off topic and you will not get any mark for it. So there will be consequences of misunderstanding this assignment. So this stage is about understanding the topic. Is the first stage to do. Just look at the assignment carefully, and we are going to see some examples of doing this practically. How? Background noise. Is it a problem for everybody, guys? Okay, okay. Okay, let's continue. If you have a problem, please let me know if you're facing any difficulty. All right, how? Uh, in order to understand the assignment, we have to look at the prompts or the instructions carefully. And we focus on the keywords, and we are going to see how we will do this practically. When we have an assignment, we have to look at the instructions and read the prompts carefully and focus on the keywords, because these points are going to guide you carefully to the required content. Here, certain words also in the prompt or in the assignment will guide you. I mean, these points will help you to the required content. Like, for example, if I see compare, that means they want me to compare or to make some comparisons. Define, give examples, be sure to include, don't forget to, whatever. So these are the words that will guide me when I read the assignment. This is the first step you make. And okay, let's move on to an example here. We have got an example here. Write a short essay about one of the following topics. Let's take this as an example here. Write a short essay about one of the following topics. And if you look at this uh, uh, example here, we have got 1 and 2. Where did you spend your last summer holiday? Talk about places you visited and the things you did. And working for yourself, this is the second topic. Working for yourself is better than working for someone else. Do you agree or not? So support your opinion with examples. And also note your essay must be 3 paragraphs long with a minimum of 150 words. In order to, this is a very simple example of what we mean by understanding the topic or the specification or the content that is expected from the writer. Now here, if I look, we have got a number of keywords that we'd like to look at. Uh, yes, let me see if you have any ideas in the last summer holiday. Yeah, things, these are the keywords, yeah. Okay, our funds. Okay, that's yeah, I agree with you. It's about there is something very very important right in the beginning. You have to notice. It's about writing a short essay about one So it's about one, not the two topics. So you have to pay attention to this point because it asks you to write only one topic, not two topics. So this is very important to note. And if we look at the first one, where did you spend your last summer? It's about last summer, not about next summer. It's last summer. So you're going to use certain tense like past simple, or, and also talk about the places and the things you did, right? Okay, let's see. Yeah. This is descriptive. Yeah, describe your last summer holiday. Yeah, this is the type of the essay, of course. Now let's look at the key words. I will show you just examples of these keyword. And of course, when you write, you pay attention to this things. We can get more examples from the actual exams we have at the ALI. We have got uh, the general track and the science track. We have got samples. We can look at these because we don't have much time. That's why I just took this short or simple example to show exactly what I mean by focusing on the keywords. Okay, let's move on to the next stage. Uh, the intended readers. All right, I'm going to see your answers. Let me just uh, show you. The intended readers. So this is staged about the readers who are going to read your composition, right? After I understood and everything is clear in my mind, I know what to do. So the next stage is to think about who's going to read my composition, because this is very important. Okay, we are going to ask you some questions. Maybe your peers or academic colleagues or class teachers or graders or in formal settings, in our case, like for example, for assessments and format settings, we have got graders and reviewers. These are the people who are going to look at the final product, your final product or your writing after you finish and submit it. These guys are going to look at it and grade it, of course, and give you marks for that. So what do you think this stage is about? Let me see your uh, attempts. What is it about? Or what do we call this stage? Yeah, yes, Hassan. Yeah, I agree with you. Target audience, yes, Amani. And okay, I think this is about the audience, exactly. Thinking about the audience. Right. So stage number two, when I understand when I understand the assignment and I know what to do, right? The next step is to think about who is going to read it, right? I'm not writing it for fun. For example, if I'm writing it for fun, then I don't care about any norms, so I will write it freely. But if it is written for getting a high grade or getting a certain mark, then I have to mind this. I have to think about this. All right. Okay. So it's about thinking about the audience or the readers of your writing. Okay. Great. Let's move to the next stage of writing, and this is the third stage. When the assignment is clear, right? When the assignment is really clear, it is essential to list ideas for developing your topic. Okay, I thought about the readers and I understood the topic. So what? Then I have to think of, yeah, ideas, the things that I'm going to include in my writing. Okay, and I have to get list of generating ideas. So here there are some ideas for generating uh, various techniques for generating ideas. What do you think this stage is? Any idea? Okay, okay. Organization, brainstorming. Brainstorming is one of the techniques, of course. Okay, yeah, I agree with you. Brainstorming, outline. Okay, we'll see outline. Uh, yeah. All right. Thank you very much. So this stage is generating ideas, collecting ideas, because I have got to put my writing into paper. I have to get information. I have to write something at the end of the assignment. I should submit at least four paragraphs or five paragraphs. So here I need information. All right. This is what we refer to as generating ideas. You have to think of collecting ideas. All right. There are some, of course, some techniques of generating ideas. Some of you mentioned brainstorming. What else? Techniques of generating or getting ideas. Brainstorming is one of these techniques. Mind map, yeah, that's right. Of course, yeah, of course, we say mind map or ideas mapping or clustering. Yes, exactly. Reading topics about it. Okay. Using the keywords to form an ideas. Okay. Yeah, great ideas. I think we have got a list here of some techniques that we use in classrooms in order to generate ideas. These strategies, some of you mentioned this, brainstorming, and when we say brainstorming, it's about just writing down ideas. Just take a piece of paper and write whatever idea comes to mind on the paper, without worrying about grammar or spelling or whatever. Just free writing. It's just like free writing and brainstorming ideas. This stage is just to collect as much information as you can. And this brainstorming can be done alone. You can brainstorm alone, or you can do it with someone else. The second one is a discussion. Of course, you can do this alone. You need to discuss with someone. But while you are discussing, you have to jot down everything you say in this discussions. Okay, yeah, Ibrahim. Okay, what do you mean by journalistic questions? These are the questions asked by the journalist. I mean, we say WH question. That's the other name of journalist question. Where, wow, why, what, and you know these questions. In order to collect information, you can start just raising questions about the topic, and those journalistic questions like where, what, yeah. All right. So that's it. Yeah. We use this technique to generate ideas. Like, for example, what is it about? And you have to cluster ideas. And visual mapping is mentioned also. We have got a number of visual mapping strategies that we can use in generating ideas. And free writing is just like brainstorming. Free writing, just take a pen and a piece of paper and write whatever idea related to the topic, whatever comes to your mind that is related to the topic. And this is exactly what we mean by getting as much information as you want. And also listing, making lists. It's the same idea, but in this case, you are going to use lists, starting from A, B, C, D, or 1, 2, 3, 8, whatever you want. All right, okay. It's time to move on to the next part, or the next stage of writing or writing process. After collecting ideas, I collected very good ideas, all right, from the first stage of generating ideas, all right? But we cannot consider this information as final product. I cannot submit this information I got from the brainstorming or brain mapping, whatever. I cannot submit it as it is. I need to change this information. And as much as I can, uh, And while doing this, of course, new ideas might develop while I'm changing or adapting different. Sometimes I look for relevant ideas to be included and irrelevant to be excluded from the content. So this is stage very, very important, just like refining or sorting out the information. Now here we have got, we can, of course, use, in this stage, we can use headings and subheadings. We can put the information as top headings or subheadings. And sometimes you decide the relation between ideas. When I put headings and subheadings, show the relation, and sometimes use numbering or indentation to show the order of importance, to put them according to their importance in the content. And sometimes I start with more general, moving towards the main ideas, then to the specific ones. Yeah, I want to see yes, your messages or your participation in this. So what is that? No, not exactly drafting, paraphrasing, organizing. Yeah, it is kind of organizing. Yes, all right. Developing new ideas, gap of knowledge. Of course, we will come to that. Yeah, the gap of knowledge will be dealt with. In the process of collecting ideas, perhaps others pop up. Okay, yeah, exactly. This is what we do in this stage. This stage is called, yeah, what is it called? Outlining. So outlining is sorting the information, just which ones are according to the prompts, according to the specification. We go back again to the first stage, understanding the topic. So you decide according to your understanding of the topic, which ones are important and how, according to what order. To put them according to the order of importance. All right, so this is outlining a stage before or after generating the ideas, sorting. Okay, now I put all the 7 stages here in front of you to see. Uh, if you want to read more, you can, of course, search and read more about each stage, and you can look at different examples if you want. But here, understanding the topic is the first stage, and then thinking about the audience, the readers, especially if you are writing for exams or writing for newspapers, you have got readers, yeah, big body of readers, so you care very much about what your readers like and don't like. Yes, generating ideas is the third stage, outlining or organization, and then drafting. We will stop at drafting because revising and editing will be dealt with in a separate workshop. There will be a workshop about when you finish drafting uh, your essay, you will be looking at stage 6 and stage 7, revising, looking at the ideas, and editing, looking at the language used. So inshallah, a separate workshop will be announced later in this regard. Okay, let's move on to what we mean by drafting. As I said, I will take you back to the topic, introduction. So we are going to talk about drafting or writing an introduction. So drafting an introduction, I have got a question here in the beginning. It's the most important paragraph, the main idea of, okay, if I ask what's the importance of the paragraph in the writing, in addition to what I mentioned here, it contains the main idea and it contains the directions the essay will take. So what else would you say about the importance of writing a paragraph? Why do you think a paragraph is very, very important? It shows how well you understand the topic. Yeah, great. Yeah, to be on. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, I agree with you. Yeah, introduces the readers to the topic. Yeah, of course. Yeah, yes, Hassan. Or yeah, and to all the flow of information. Yeah, details, examples, focusing on the idea. Okay, great. Yeah, this is. I think what you said is if the introduction is good, then the reader will continue reading. If not, of course, yeah, this is what we are going to discuss here in this workshop. We are going to see, yeah, if the introduction is not that convincing, then the reader will quit and will not continue reading it, of course. And that's why we are discussing this today. There are four parts of, the introduction consists of four parts. Any ideas about these four parts of the introduction? Yeah, these great ideas. What I see now in the chat, yeah, great ideas about the importance um, of the part of introduction. Yeah, how many? Yeah, what are these? Yeah, of course, yeah, thesis statement. Yeah. Okay, the aim of the study. Yeah, it's included. Yeah, of course, the aim of the study purpose. All right, let's look at the four parts of this, of the introduction, and we'll see what we mean by each part. All right, here are the four parts. The opening sentences, what we mean by opening sentences, we're going to look at this and discuss what we mean by opening sentences. And the topic sentence, what we mean by that, and the thesis statement, and finally with outline. The outline here is different from outline stage of the process writing. We have got a different outline within the introduction. All right. Okay. Let's go and see what we mean by each part, and we'll see how what we include in each. So the opening sentence, according to the title of the workshop, is called the hook. And as suggested by the name a hook or grabber, what do you understand by when we say as this sentence is called a hook or a grabber? Can be a sentence or sentences. What do you mean by that? And why is it called grabber? Mm. Yeah. Attraction, yes, we done. I agree with you. It's just getting Hatim and Renat. Yes, yeah, yes, I agree with what we said. I think it's about catching or the attention. Exactly, yes, Sarah. Yeah, as you said, yeah, exactly catching the reader's attention. This is very, very important right in the beginning, how to attract the reader. And here also we say it should be very interesting. This is what we think about the hook. The hook should be a very interesting. It should be very interesting and very catchy. I mean, it catches attention, the reader's attention. And as you said, if it is not catching the reader's attention, then uh, the reader will leave it and will not continue reading the essay. Okay, it can be a surprising fact, in order to catch attention. It can be a surprising fact, or a quotation, or some statistics, etc. So we have got so many examples. You get something very surprising. I'm going to ask you later to give me examples of interesting or surprising sentence or opening for your introduction. It can be one of these, of course. It can be, you can put a rhetorical question, or quotation, or saying, a proverb, whatever, just to catch the reader's attention. And the purpose, of course, it gives background, of course, background information, and it serves to capture the reader's attention. Yeah. This is the main purpose of your hook. It should attract the reader's attention, right? We have got examples here. We need to look at some examples here. Uh, of course, I'm going to ask you to give me more examples. We'll share the topic, then I may ask you to give me more examples here. Let's look at this piece of writing. Just read the black area, forget about the green. Yeah. Here we have got an example here. You can give me other examples. The topic is about using the internet, the social media, spending time in social media, networking. And we want to see how, yes, using statistics here. Okay, yeah, I agree. That's right. We use statistics or figures. Let's look at it together. If you look at this text, those who spend 2 hours a day using social media, they spend 5 years and 4 months of their lifetime on social media. And the average daily time spent on social media is 142 minutes a day. I think here we included these figures just to show you how big the numbers are shocking. You cannot imagine that if you spend 2 hours a day, this you see how much time of your life will be spent on the social media. It's really shocking, right? So I think we are going to look at more examples if the topic is using social media and the time spent with social media. Okay, if I give you social media and the time we spent using social media, so would you think of giving us some shocking or some interesting or catchy introduction or introductory sentences? Can anyone share his ideas or hers? Oh, great. No, I like that. Yeah. Do you know that there is a thief who steals 5 years of your life? Wow. And you want to leave him free and let him go, huh? Oh, right. Great. Yeah, you can put it that way. When I look at this, of course, I will be interested to read more. And I will be looking for more information, for more evidence about this. And yes, uh, an average person will sleep for, yeah, all hours in their lifetime. Okay, yeah, okay. But if I ask you to give me something about using of the social media, what would you say? Okay, great. All right. Of course, we are going to do something practical about writing. We'll have text and topic, of course, and we are going to write a complete paragraph starting with each stage together. All right, let's move on. Okay, thank you for your comments and for your messages. Of course, great ideas. Now, here we are going to look at the topic sentence. After, for example, discussing the hook or the background information sentences that give general background information in a very interesting way. Okay, it's still very general because when I say 5 years of your life can be taken away from you, If you use this, it's not that much, only 2 hours a day. And if, let's say, if you spend 7 hours a day, so how much of your life is gone? I think this is really shocking. Now, the topic sentence is just like moving from very general to somewhat specific. We want to make this general, talking about uh, uh, the social media and the waste of time, to a very specific point. And here, the topic sentence or sentences, it introduces the topic. So it introduces the topic. That means it gives the specific topic that we are going to deal with in the writing, and it contains the controlling ideas of the essay. All right, let's see. Let's go back to our example here and see what we mean by that. So the topic sentence is in the middle. So the first one, the first two sentences are the hooks, and here we have got the topic sentence moving from general to specific. That means if this big figures are happening now, so that means people spend much time, or you can add word like too much time, using social media nowadays. So that's the topic. The keywords here in our topic sentence, uh, uh, the amount of time people spend in social media nowadays. All right. Okay. Any question about this? We'll listen to your question later, but if you have any comment, you can, yes, you can send it. Right. Then we move to the thesis. Again, I just will try to find some connection between the first part of the introduction and the other parts. The first part is general, very general. And the second step, or stage number two, which is the topic, we stated the topic. That means we're going to talk about uh, social media as a waste of time. And here is my thesis. Okay, if you want to catch my attention, you got it. Okay, you got my attention. Okay. After catching my attention and telling me the topic, so what? Here it comes your thesis. What is your thesis? By thesis, what do I mean by your thesis of the topic? Let me see your ideas. Of course, yes, Awad. It's your argument. What do you want to say about it? If people use a lot of time or spend a lot of time in the internet, what do you think of this? What's your argument? Do you agree with, do you like that? Don't like it? The stages I'm going to deal with in my writing. Okay, the problem of the study. Okay, core of my introduction. Yeah, that's right. So your thesis, here we're talking about essay level, because the thesis statement, if you're writing a research paper, that's another question, because a lot of other things should be included in the thesis, including the importance of the study and study questions and the need for the study and a lot of things. So here we are just talking about how to tackle this topic within essay limits. So here we're talking about the thesis. After I stated everything, then it comes my argument. Yeah, one of you said argument. Or the theory or your strong opinion. Yeah, it's opinion, yeah, of course, Rim. And it's exactly what you want to say. Yes, Rhoda, exactly, yes, Amani. The points that the essay will talk about and discuss. Yes, of course. But here, from your point of view, okay, let's look at what we mean by the thesis. It defines and it specifies the scope of the topic. So this is one of the things it does. It defines the topic and the specification or the scope. But the most important part is it shows your argument, right? Your opinion, what you think of it, or your opinion about the topic and the point you want to make. What is your point of mentioning this? And why do you want the reader to read it? So you have to give justification, your reasons and justifications of your argument and why you want me to read it. All right. So this is the thesis statement and exactly what we mean by the thesis, your thesis. We have got examples here. Again, after I stated the topic, then it comes my thesis. The social media is very necessary. So here again, my thesis, I believe that according to me, social media is important to our daily life, of course, but it's also a waste of time. When do we consider it a waste of time if we do not use it wisely? This is my argument here. I'm going to explain how is it important and how we avoid wasting much time in social media. All right. Okay. Then let's move to the next part. Yeah. Here comes the outline. When I put my thesis and the hooks, and I introduce the topic and put my thesis, my argument of the writing. Is the thesis statement always personal? Yeah, I think when you write, it's better not to personalize the thesis, uh, especially if you are writing research, I think. And I think we are going to hear some comments from our colleagues who are joining this. It's not to personalize, especially if you are writing research. You can say the researcher, but you cannot say I or we, uh, right? You can say the researcher, okay, or the author or the writer, but you cannot. Uh, I mean, there are a lot of misconceptions and uncertainties about this, but if you want to read more, uh, yeah, academic essays is something else. It's better not to include or personalize your writing. Yeah, but I think there is a workshop, I guess. Then later, Dr. Basim, inshallah, is going to confirm there will be a workshop regarding this. Inshallah, it will be announced. So you will have answers for all these questions in that workshop later. So here outlining, guys, I think we mean by how are you going to organize your writing? You summarize all the steps. The same thing when you write an introduction for a research, you say, uh, you give a summary. The first chapter is going to be about this and that. Chapter two will deal with, and you just give a short summary of what you're going to do in each chapter of your writing. Here you're going to say in very short way how you are going to organize your ideas in the essay, and it summarizes your the outline here summarizes what your essay and shows your organization. So organization of your ideas. How are you going to organize what comes first and what next and what each part will be about? So it shows how we have got an example here. Let's look at the example here. When you write an introduction, look at the last sentence. In this essay, I'm going to discuss some benefits. So I'm just going back to the thesis, the benefits of social media and ways of using it effectively or wisely, right? If I use the same word, all right? So here, this is what we mean by the outline here is to show how to uh, how to organize your ideas in your essay. Okay. Uh, I have got Yeah, thank you very much, Dr. Kamal, for bringing this. I think, guys, you can see in the chat box is there the announcement for the upcoming workshops. There will be a workshop on the 17th, and also another one is the 22nd of February. So, inshallah, you are most welcome to join this workshops. All right. Okay. Yeah, abstract outline. The outline is just like abstract is just like a summary of the whole thing, the whole paragraph, the whole study. It's not only about the paragraph. Here, the same idea, but this is simplified, or it's just for writing an essay. It's not like extended essay or research paper. You have to include a lot of things, and the abstract is just like a summary of your study, just like a summary of what you include and methodology you use, and yeah. Yeah, I agree with you. Yes, it should be in the writing is the first person, shouldn't be in the third person. Yeah, when I say the researcher, I'm not saying I am, or I'm not using the pronoun I or we. So I say the researcher, or sometimes the author. I use these terms instead of saying or putting the pronoun I. Yeah, of course it is. It's recorded, of course. Okay, we have got practical tips here. I want you to find out whether you understand what I said. Here we have got a piece of writing, and I want you to find the missing parts of this introduction. It's a simple introduction. Introduction can be more complex. You can include as many sentences you can, especially at the area of general background. And you can add topic sentences instead of one sentence. So this is a simplified uh, uh, review of what we say in the in these stages. So I want you to find this. What do we call this? Nowadays, many people choose to live in a city to get high standards of living, and therefore, lots of people have moved to live in cities. Okay, let me read it. Yeah, lots of people have moved to live in major cities. Although there are lots of benefits of living in a city, there are still some problems as well. In this essay, I will discuss some of the advantages and disadvantages of living in a city and give my opinion. All right. So, what are these parts? Let's start with the first one. Yeah, the opening sentence. Of course, yeah, opening sentences. But do you think can we make it more interesting, as catchy or more interesting? Nowadays, many people choose to live in cities to get high standards of living. I think that's factual. This is a fact. But how can I make this fact or this introductory sentence attractive? Yeah, yes, Hatim. You can give a percentage, or you can use figures. You can give statistics. Yeah, of course. Yeah. So the first one is the opening sentence or background sentence. And the second, what about the second space? Yeah, background. Okay, yes, of course. This is what we call a rhetorical question. Yeah, Ruqayya. It's called, did you know that? So we use these rhetorical questions when yes. Uh-huh. Oh yeah, yeah, that's great. Yeah, thank you, Abir. It may cross your mind that people would like to live without trouble, but surprisingly not. Never happens. Okay, yeah. Of course, when I read something like this, of course, I will be very, of course, interested to know more. Yeah, living in cities becomes one of the main interests for many people. Yeah, sure. All right, that's the second. Yeah, second is the structuring sentence or the topic sentence. You know, it moves the topic from general to specific. Yeah, next. What's the next space? That's my thesis. Although there are lots of, yes, that's my thesis. There are still some problems. So, and the last one is my, what's the last one is my outline, how I'm going to organize or put these ideas. Okay, I will discuss some. All right. Okay, great. Thank you very much, guys, for this. And now it's time uh, to do something practical for this. I will give you the topic and I will ask you to start drafting first. We'll look together at a suitable hook for this topic. Then we are going to state the topic, moving from general to specific. After we minimize the topic, we will look at your thesis, right? So everyone is going to write a thesis or his personal thesis. Then we will conclude with a proper outline or organization. Okay, so ready? Let's start then. Okay, here's the topic, and you have got time. Maybe I will give you 2 minutes, let's say, 2 minutes to think about a suitable hook. You can Google information, or you can write. If you have got any background, you can include something catchy, right? So take 2 minutes to write a very nice or catchy hook here. Different ways of how there are different ways of how technology helps university students. So the topic is about different ways of how technology helps students. You have to be very careful when we say understand the topic. It's not about disadvantages, right? Yeah, yeah, yeah. Um, okay, if you want to include disadvantages, okay, but remember your thesis or your uh, topic should be about, yeah, should address how technology helps. Okay, so you have to focus on that point. You can include this, but don't make it as your major part or as the main part of your. Yeah, of course, there are disadvantages, Fatima. I agree with you. Yes, there are disadvantages. Yeah, it could be a question, of course, but it's not a normal question, Renat. It's not a yes, like a normal question. It's rare nowadays, technology. Okay, let's read. Nowadays, we see students studying that. Okay. Okay. helps in receiving and understanding. Okay, yeah, okay. Yes, go ahead. What is your question? If it is about the whole presentation, inshallah, we'll have time for Q&A, question and answer. So we'll spare some time for that. But if it's a quick question, I will answer you, no problem. All right, we have got wonderful ideas here about the which introduction, sorry, background or introductory sentences. Okay, yeah, okay. Dr. Basim is going to, yeah, is going to respond to this Reem. Okay, okay. Despite the current crisis due to the pandemic. Yes, okay. Thank you, Awad. All right, yeah. Okay, now let's move to the second part. Now we discuss general, yeah, about the ways how technology helps students. I want you to um, give me the topic sentence of this essay. Okay, Abdurrahman, yes. Most universities depend on technology. Mhm. Thank you, Abdurrahman. Yeah, great idea. Okay, yeah. Okay, but we want to make it, Suleiman, we want to make this specific. Uh, Communication is an essential part of any activity. We want to relate this to university students, right? Okay, great. Thank you very much. Much appreciated. Now it's time to give me your thesis. Yalla Shibra. What is your thesis? Okay, that's a very good idea. Okay, try for development of technology. Okay, this COVID-19. Okay, all right, good ideas. Okay, thank you very much. Now I just want you to sum up uh, the whole thing in a good outline. Yes, we move to the outline. In this essay, I will discuss the benefits and drawbacks of Zoom. All right. As an example of course, technology. Yes. Yeah. Great idea, Howard. Yeah, I agree with you, Abrahman. I think it's important. Yeah, yes, of course, not only universities. But here, the outline, you summarize the things that you're going to discuss in your essay. Like, for example, in this essay, I'm going to discuss the ways technology helps students and how effective these ways are, right? We can discuss things like that. You can also include, for example, in this essay, I'm going to write 4 paragraphs. The first paragraph will be about, the second paragraph will be, and I will conclude with, yeah, you can include this. Okay. Okay, easier. Okay. Thank you very much for these ideas. This is, I think we are reaching the end of our uh, workshop. It is time for your questions, and I think Dr. Basim is going to, uh,
All
yeah.
right. Thank you, Brother Ibrahim, for this wonderful workshop. So now let's open the floor for questions. I see Fatima here is raising her hand. So, Fatima, if you have questions or comments, you can just open your mic and ask your question, or you can just post it here in this chat. So I'm gonna share with you now three links: the evaluation form and our YouTube channel, and the third link here that I just shared with you is about the booking system. So whenever you have any questions or you have something written like paragraph or essay and you need someone to look at it, so you can just make an appointment, 30-minute appointment or 1 hour for graduate student. So we are happy to look at your writing and advise you and make suggestions and comment to improve your writing. So I see here Fatma, I think, or Hassan. Go ahead, Hassan.
Okay, thank you so much for this great workshop. It's really informative, helpful. Um, my question has nothing to do with the workshop itself, but some sort of curiosity. So I hope that anyone actually can answer this if you are it's not if it's okay with you.
Hmm. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah. So as Doctor sorry, I didn't name the host. He said that the uh, the center writing center is available for booking from everyone. Um,
We can't
what?
hear you, Hassan, so it's cutting. Your voice is cutting, so we can't hear you. Can you
Hello?
just repeat your question, please?
Yes, hello. Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Yeah, it's clear. Yeah, go
Okay.
ahead. Yeah,
Um,
yes.
so what does the writing center in turn yani get from the studio? Yani, it just provides this help for nothing or what?
Ah, okay, for nothing. I think, yeah, we have
You mean
this.
free? Yeah?
Would you like to answer, Brother Ibrahim?
No, no, no. Go ahead. I'm asking. Just I'm wondering what he's asking. It's free or not? Free service.
Okay. So this service, yes, it is free for KU students and faculty member and graduate students and staff as well. So our goal here is to help students and in general KAU community to become better writer. So we have these services, including writing consultations, workshops. We had training courses, and inshallah next year we'll have other training courses, inshallah. So all of these services are offered freely for KAU communities, either students, graduate students, faculty member, or staff. So paid service, inshallah, we'll have something new, inshallah, new services next year, paid services. But now all our services are free for KAU community.
Okay, I'm postgraduate student, so that means that I'm also it's okay for me to book for, let's say, revising my papers and editing them. That's what the center is available for.
Yeah, but we don't do editing and proofreading per se, but we help you out figuring out how to identify your mistakes or issues in terms of content in general, but we don't touch content, I mean discipline specific content, but we focus on, let's say, for example, cohesive, grammar, and the style of your writing. So we don't touch content per se, but these are the general aspects that we touch upon it. So if you have like some specific requests, so you can discuss this with one of our writing specialists. So you tell him, I need this and that, I need you to focus on this and that, and he will be happy to help you out with this.
Okay, thank you so much. You are really doing a really great job. Thank you very much.
You're welcome. Thank you. And Dr. Ali, is the lecture recorded? Yes, and you can watch it and other workshops on our YouTube channel. And I'm gonna share with you the link here and the 3 links. So inshallah, we will send you the certificate, inshallah, within 24, 48 hours, inshallah, to all the attendees. All right, so let me see if any, okay, let's see, we see another hand here. Oops. Okay, Abdurrahman, go ahead.
Assalamu alaikum. Thank you for all your services. But I have a question about how can you help me or help us in writing? I mean, can I send you my essay?
Okay, so
And
you
you
can book
evaluate
an
it?
appointment with us and then book an appointment with one of our writing specialists. Then you meet with him for 30 minutes. Then you can discuss uh, any kind of issues or any kind of writing aspect that you want to discuss with him. So go ahead, go to the website and make an appointment. You will see a tutorial video. So then you can, what it is. So the third link here, which is to make online appointments. Go to this website, kau.mywconline.com. Then make an appointment with one of our writing specialists.
Okay, thank you. But there are there specific times for appointment, or
Yeah,
any time
30
I
minutes.
can?
We have plenty of time or time periods there. So choose whatever convenient to you, whether tomorrow, at what time, it depends all on you. So if book whatever available appointments. So you can book up to 4 appointments per week. So it's almost, let's say, okay, 2 hours, I would say, 4 appointments.
Just for writing,
Yeah, right.
right?
You can discuss with the specialist anything you want to know about the writing, whether style, issues, grammatical mistakes, common mistakes, cohesion, cohesive, whatever you want to discuss, just ask him and he will be happy to help you out with this.
Okay, thank you very much.
You're welcome. All right, let's see. Sarah, go ahead.
Oh, hi. I want to ask a question about the workshop. Does this method of writing thesis works for writing thesis in scientific researches too, or any kind of scientific writing?
Okay, thank you very much for your question. I
Or
think this, as I said in the beginning, if you joined earlier, I said that this is only for essay writing, mainly for essay writing. That means we talk about 5 or 6, maximum 5 body paragraphs, introductory, and then body 2 or 3 body paragraphs, and then concluding paragraph. At that perspective, it's not about writing a research paper. When you talk about an introduction for research paper, you're talking about a lot of things, not only these 4 parts of background knowledge. Of course, you include background knowledge when you state your introduction.
yes, I
But
actually
yeah,
got confused. That's why I asked.
yeah.
But it's
But
still an
here,
academic way of writing.
exactly. Yeah, we follow academic ways because you have these apply to all kinds of writing. It's about process writing. But
Oh,
here,
okay.
this is a minimized or a small perspective. We have got workshops for the grads
Yes,
separate course.
the other question I wanted to ask.
Yes,
Are
they
you
will
going
be
to
separate.
make, or do you already
Detailed.
have
Yeah, of course, we have got
the
workshops,
workshop
upcoming
about
workshop.
scientific writing
Yeah,
or research writing?
exactly. Yeah, yeah. Thank you.
All
Okay,
right.
thank you very much.
Okay, thank you. Dr. Huda here saying that I would like to thank you. I'm a faculty member and I use this service twice. Very helpful. They helped me to improve my PhD goals there. Okay, thank you. Thank you, Dr. Huda. We really appreciate it. I mean PDF. Okay. Inshallah, email me, Nashwan, and I'll send it to you.
Yeah.
All right. So I think again, what said here. Yes, I agree with you, Kamal. To get the certificate, you have to complete the survey. You need to complete the survey. So in order to get your certificate, and please make sure to write the email correctly because we have been facing this issues, sending email and bouncing back to us. So the email is not correctly entered. So please make sure you enter your email correctly. All right, any other questions, comments, concerns? When will the workshop be uploaded? Inshallah, within 24 hours, inshallah, the workshop will be uploaded to our YouTube channel. And inshallah, we'll have more videos or short videos to tackle specific writing aspects. So inshallah, stay tuned and follow our or subscribe to our YouTube channel. Inshallah, we'll have more videos about academic writing, inshallah. Afra, how many appointments per week I can take for thesis? You can take up to 4 appointments, inshallah. What about research writing? What do you mean in terms of what? If you are going to talk about workshops,
Workshops.
inshallah, we'll have about 6, 7 workshops about research writing, inshallah. And we had last semester, we had a series dedicated for graduate writing. So you can go back to our YouTube channel and watch all the workshops there. The workshops were very helpful and engaging. Which email I use for getting certificate? You can use any email, your email that you use. We prefer KAU email, but if it's not working or it's not activated, so you can use your email that is working. All right, so I think that's all. And inshallah, this Wednesday we'll have a workshop about writing well-organized paragraph. Inshallah, we'll start around. You'll get email if you already registered in the survey, not the survey, the registration form. Okay, thank you. Thank you, brother Ibrahim. Thank you all for attending the workshop, and inshallah the link will be open for another 15-20 minutes. So then inshallah the link will be closed, and inshallah we'll email your certificates within 24 to 48 hours, inshallah. Thank you, brother Ibrahim. Thank you all,
Okay.
and
Thank you, Dr.
inshallah see
Basim,
you.
and thank you everyone for your nice words and your comments. And I really appreciate your participation and your time. So thank you very much.
All right, thank
Okay,
you
Assalamu
all,
alaikum.
and enjoy the rest of your night.